You're tuned in to Discover a New You, the show designed to help individuals develop their interpersonal skills, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, designed to promote a happy, healthy lifestyle. This week's workshop presenter will deliver an uplifting presentation to guide in the process of discovering a new you.
Welcome to the latest edition of Discover a New You Miami. I'm Shlial, your host from Enhanced Business Solutions, and I have here with me today Dr. Chester Wilson. It's such a pleasure to have you here on the show with us. I have personally been able to witness your journey, your success, the way you've dreamed and actually accomplished those things. So it's a pleasure to have you on today to help us and the audience here to discover their new you and how to get there.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, I was trying to come up and to summarize all of who you are and you've accomplished. I think you have about 50 certificates, 12 degrees. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, I come with a bevy of experience. I have 19 years of experience in behavioral health, working in residential substance abuse and mental health programs. In addition, I have 11 years of college teaching experience where I've been a professor of criminal justice, and as you know, lastly, I've been able to open a small business, the CW consulting firm.
That's amazing. I think sometimes our biggest obstacle is because we don't have the support we need, and to open up a consulting firm is the ideal way of showing people and telling people, hey, I'm here and I can help you through your journey. I can help you accomplish your dream today.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was my goal for opening that up, is to be able to help others through training and education, and also giving back, helping others to start the business that they dream of as well.
So as you're talking to people, you probably have come up and seen some common obstacles of people not achieving their dreams or to achieving their goals in life. Can you tell us a few of those?
Yes, most often it's fear that paralyzes people. Fear and the lack of knowledge. And if we can overcome those two things, then we can be successful. That fear comes when we don't know what to do, we don't know how to achieve it, and it paralyzes us from asking others for help.
Yeah.
And if we can overcome those things, then we can probably achieve anything that's within our reach, that's out of our reach actually.
So as a speaker, and you had experience working at historical black colleges,
Yes.
and a lot of those students and those people in those areas, they've come from environments like I did that didn't have the natural built-in support system, maybe from family and from family friends. How do you encourage someone who doesn't have any idea that they could become a lawyer or a doctor or achieve their dream of building something new?
Most importantly, I tell people to look within. If you look within and you figure out what is the skill set that I have, and then be able to use actually what's in your hands. And then I go on and I tell people networking is powerful. Networking will take you places that money cannot take you.
Yeah.
And if you get in connection with the right people in the right place at the right time, then you will be able to fulfill those dreams that you have. So the most important piece to that is being able to use the resources that are around you. And if you have those resources that are around you and people that are willing to help you, people like myself, people like you, other people that we know who give back, and you are able to take that help and apply it to the business that you're trying to start, then it'll help make you successful. It'll help in that transition, because oftentimes the fear of us not knowing what's ahead. If someone can tell us, I've encountered these things, or here's what you can expect, then we walk in knowing, and we can have a plan that when this happens, oh, I've heard about this before, and now I know how to get over that hump and keep moving.
Yeah, because kind of in the same time, you're kind of telling them, I've been there too. You're making them more comfortable with themselves. So that fear that you talked about in the beginning, it doesn't overwhelm us or overtake us. You know, we may not know where we're going, but the adventure of that is a positive thing. We don't always have to see the unknown as a fearful thing, but as a positive thing.
Right. And we use those unknowns to build.
Yeah.
I mean, if the truth is told and successful people really, speak out and say, hey, I made my fair share of mistakes. I too started a business, stopped, started it again, had to go back and retool or regroup, and I figured it out along the way, but I just kept moving, and I kept moving, and I eventually got it right. So don't expect to walk in and just be successful and everything is going to work out. expect that there's going to be setback, expect that there's going to be failures, but most importantly, learn from those and then apply those as you move towards the future.
Yeah. You've mentioned that one of your strongest assets was being able to network to get out of your circle.
Yes.
What are other tools and resources that people can use? Tell our audience, who could they go to? Are there some type of organizations, schools, or what can they tangibly go do and see right now?
Yes, career building networks, career source networks. If you just go online on YouTube, generally they can tell you how to start a business from the beginning to the end, where you can look at coming up with a name, registering that name, looking for a domain for your website. It can tell you how to build the best brochures. And then again, I have to keep going back into networking with those individuals who have graphic experience, who have communication experience, those folks who can tell you step by step in terms of how to get there. The resources are available. The only thing that we have to do is really just open up and say, I need help, and then accept the help that's coming to us. But most times career sources, career websites will give you the foundation of how to start a business. So you take that skill set with what you have, and also the career sources, and you blend that together. You have no choice but to be successful.
What if you don't have any capital? What if you're the type of person that I'm starting from scratch? I have nothing. Can they still use those resources?
You can still use those resources. And in fact, within your local communities, most places have small business entrepreneurship courses or classes that they offer for free in terms of helping you get started. Really, the only capital that you need in starting a business is just being able to register your domain.
Wow.
After that, you can put yourself out as a viable business and then begin to charge for the services that you're offering. And I tell people this all the time. If we just put our business out there, and if people holistically really invest in your business, there's room for all of us at the top. I invest in your business, you invest in mine,
Yeah.
we both can be successful.
So it's not like the whole crab in a bucket effect?
Not at all.
We can all make it there?
Not at all.
I think maybe our culture kind of teaches us
Yes,
that. You
yes,
know, we
yes.
have a very independent culture, which in some cases is really good and exciting, but on the other part, we need community.
We all have a unique skill set that we have that's within our hands. We both may be speakers, but I may deliver it in one way that really meets the audience needs, and you may deliver it in another way. There's room for both of our platforms. It's, as a businesswoman yourself, I oftentimes have called on you for your expertise. Again, here I am investing into your business just as well as you're saying, hey Chester, I have this idea and I could really use your help. Just that communication alone, if the world caught on to that example, then there will be room for all of us to be successful.
So I know we're like in a really tech-savvy world where we do a lot of texting, but actually sitting down, communicating with somebody, getting to know them and their story actually helps inspire you and motivate you and sometimes push you out of that place of fear, kind of shoving you a little bit.
Correct.
So in that case, I'm going to ask you, share a little bit about how you got here, because I know it and I find it, I'm blown as to see where you are today. But tell us how you got here.
Right, as you know, I started with a dream, and that's really what it all takes is a dream. If you take the dream and you start to believe in that dream, and I often coin people and tell them, dream so big until it actually scares you. And if it scares you, then you know that you're on to something here. What I did was simply take an idea that I had in my hand, and I started using the gift that was in my hand. And I started telling people about what I was able to do. At first, everyone did not buy into that gift, but as time went on and people saw the skill set, I was able to really brand myself as being able to deliver what it was that I said. In all cases, everything that I delivered didn't always come with a price tag. I had to give away some freebies in order to get you to invest in what I was doing. So people really do have to understand that while I have a gift, I have to make that gift known, and I have to make people believe in me. They're not just going to walk up and invest in you. I had many setbacks where I started the business, I quit the business. I started the business, I quit the business. People see the success right now, but there were some failures that were along the way that only a few of us can attest to. But I got back up and I kept going within it. And when I made mistakes, I called on people like you and other people who were experts in your particular area, and I asked for advice. And then I went back and I applied that advice, and here you see me sitting today.
kind of help you build the character of a person that you are as well. You know, a lot of times people come back to you because you offer a great service, because you have a great product, but sometimes it's just, I really like him. You know, there's something about that person. Something about Chester, I don't know, but he's going to go places just because, you know, that refining process, continually to seek out your dream, redefining it, making, I call them not mistakes, but discoveries. You're discovering, oh, that's not the way. Go a little bit this way. Oh, I thought I wanted this, but actually it's this I like about it. So you're kind of constantly redefining yourself, redefining your business, redefining your dream.
Continuously. And that is just a part of the process. And if you cannot adjust to the times that we live in today, then your dream will not be successful. So what you really have to do is you have to be willing to keep reinventing yourself. As the times change, so should your business change. If not, then the sustainability will not be there for you.
So you're kind of taking obstacles instead of them being stopping zones, but to be like a marker to reevaluate.
That is correct.
When you fall down, it's not to stay down, but it's to get back up.
That is correct.
It's not a stop, it's a pause.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. Strive. That's it. You keep striving, strive to get on top. The bottom is already overcrowded.
And once you get to the top, you feel the joy, the satisfaction, the measure of success that no one would be able to give you. You know, like they say, if you go to school and you get your degree and then you go out there and you get a job, but that may not be your course.
It may not be. And that's oftentimes what we teach is we teach for individuals to go to school and get a job, but we don't teach them to be entrepreneurs and to work for themselves. And that's part of the shortfall when it comes to teaching people about business. Don't teach to get a job, teach to be self-sustainable.
What about if you're in your business, you're looking at it and you're saying, I like this, but I don't think it's a sustainable business. Should they still pursue it?
Pursue it. You can have multiple streams where you're trying different business ventures. There's no one business venture that defines you. Continue reinventing yourself and see what falls, see what sticks.
Well, we thank you so much, Dr. Wilson, for coming on. I'm inspired to go and pull out that old dream sheet that I have and say, let me check some more off my list. I can do more.
That's right.
And we hope you today was inspired by Dr. Wilson. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more Discover a New You.
Welcome back to Discover a New You Miami. Our next guest is Pamela Manning. She is a registered nurse. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Actually, I am a registered nurse first, but now I'm actually a nurse practitioner, which is a step up from a registered nurse. We can prescribe, diagnose, treat disease as a physician do. However, we go to school for less years, but we do the same thing. So if you normally go to a physician for your checkup, now you can come to a nurse practitioner and get the same care.
That's amazing. Now, what inspired you to make that next step level and change or upgrade your career?
Well, initially I did not want to be a nurse, but I was directed to go into that field. In my first semester in nursing school, I just loved caring for people. So I worked in a few hospitals, and I felt like I needed to do more for the community. So I went back to school, which is a master's degree, to become a nurse practitioner. But I also love to teach, because as a registered nurse, your first duty is to teach. Educating the community is the best way to make changes. So I got a master's degree in nursing education, and I started teaching at the local community college and another school. And from there, I just needed to do more. I believe I could make a difference in the community by being able to diagnose, treat, evaluate, prescribe, all of the other things. So I went back to school for the nurse practitioner.
Well, I mentioned your education because a lot of times we think the traditional, you go to college, you get your degree, you get your certificate, and then you go work out in the field. But there's this passion that sometimes that lays within us that goes beyond formal education, like it did for you. You thought and you knew that there was something more you could do for the community. And that brought you to this place where you just opened something really exciting that our audience could even participate in? Tell us.
Oh, definite. Recently, a matter of fact, 2 weeks now, we have opened up Legacy Advanced Health. This is a primary care office, so you do the general. Is anything preventative, you could come in to get your checkup. And it's mainly geared towards the community because we're having a lot of issues with healthcare right now. We have been seeing the changes within the last about, say, 12 years with health premiums increasing. And a lot of us are not able to, say, afford health insurance. And some people who are paying for those health insurance, they choose to go to the ER to get care because they can't afford their deductible or whatever. So instead of going to get preventative care, like coming for your wellness checkup, they bypass going to the doctor or to a nurse practitioner to get care. Instead, they visit the ERs, the local ERs, which it shows that 30% of the ER visits now is things that was supposed to be catched by a physician or a, say, my center that I just opened up, Legacy Advanced Health. So because of these issues with the health industry, with health care premiums, like insurance have so much high deductible and stuff, people just said, I'm not feeling good, but I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait until I can go to the ER. And that's not what the ER is for. These things should have been already prevented by coming to a center like Legacy Advanced Health.
Now, thinking about that and, us trying to do our best, to live our best lives, to live our dreams, how does that equate or connect with being able to live that kind of life?
Well, right now, I think within the last 15 or 20 years, everybody's in this health conscious wellness. You got to go to the gym and work out and stuff. And, all of that is great and everything. You got to have a mindset because your mental mind has to be in check before you can actually get out to say, I'm going to go work out. Because if you don't set that mindset, you're not going to be able to. Now, at Legacy, because we're doing a preventative type care, it's tied into all of that because we educate on topics like nutrition, just physically fit, certain things like there's diabetes in our community. It's very big. I think if we were to ask and do a survey, you will realize that everyone knows someone that either they're diabetic or they know someone who's. And in a situation like that, if you just go out and walk just 150 minutes, right, per week, they said this can help reduce your chances. But we are lacking in that area. But when you go to like Legacy Advanced Health or primary care office or other preventative offices like the doctor's office, you can get education on these things. And as a nurse first, we are patient advocates. So nurse practitioners are set out there to educate the community. And that is what we're doing. We're thinking about your mind, your body, your spirit, emotional, overall aspect. So that is what we're doing.
So when your mind, your body, your spirit is not in tune, you're more than likely have some difficulty with pulling out those deep inner thoughts within yourself, pulling out those dreams and actually having the motivation to go out and to live it.
So true. Because if you ever think about it, when you're not there, like mentally, you don't even want to get up out of bed, And the first thing I realized that when I'm not feeling good, I have to somehow push through and get a different mindset, because once I develop my mindset, I find that I could get a little more boost, a little more energy to step forward to do what I'm trying to accomplish that day.
So change your mind, get some motivation.
Definite. I totally agree with that.
So a lot of people think that if I don't have someone in my corner supporting me, then I can't do it. If I don't have the money to pursue this thought or this idea, I can't do it. But sometimes it's just, I'm not thinking right. And I'm not thinking right because I'm not feeling well.
Yes, I truly believe in that, because I was never the way that I am now. When I was younger, you did not have someone teaching these things into you. So you just go through life thinking what everybody else around you. But once you get this mindset that, okay, it's all about you, what you choose to do with your own life. It's not that you don't have the money, it's not that you can't do it. Once you put that mindset and start dreaming and dream bigger and bigger, because I recall that I used to dream just what my paycheck said I could make. You know, as a registered nurse, you're capped at a certain rate. So you only dream for that amount.
Yeah.
But once I developed a mindset that I can do this, I'm gonna make multi-million dollars, I find that I try to achieve that by stepping above what I was able to dream previously. So my mindset has totally changed, and I find doors open once I start dreaming bigger and bigger. My doors just open, and it's not just about the physical thing that you could see in front of you and touch. It's all about trusting and believing and having faith.
That's amazing. You know, I was just this past week, I was wondering, like, why do I feel so lethargic? You know, I'm going to bed like at 9 o'clock, which is not me. And it was all because I ran out of my vitamin D. And I am vitamin D deficient. So I have to take supplements. So sometimes we're not feeling good, or we're not motivated to do, or we're not pushing ourselves because we are not taking in the right amount of nutrition or the right type of nutrition. How can supplements and the right diet, meaning nutrition, help us in that area?
Well, that's a big, broad thing to touch on. But you said something about vitamin D that I wanted to make clear. I do recommend taking your vitamins because, you know, your body needs to be at balance. But vitamin D in African Americans, for one, we all lack in vitamin D. It's just a natural. If you were to go around and just do a vitamin D check on all African Americans, you're going to find that the study shows that most of us is walking around without. And there's studies out there that show that your vitamin D, for one, will help to prevent you from getting things like cancer.
Wow.
It's such a big thing, even weight loss, obesity. If you have the right amount of vitamin D, and it can also help with your weight reduction. Now, we're not saying just go buy some vitamin D and all of that and think you're going to lose weight. It's not about that, but it's your overall balance in your body. If you need all vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, you need all of that combined, because if your balance is not aligned with nutrition or say your supplements that you're eating, then what's going to happen? It's going to be unbalanced. It's like your water in your body. If your water is out of space, it's going to be not balanced, and then everything else can get off.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that, because sometimes we just need some straight talk to say, take care of yourself, go to the doctor, get evaluated. If you don't have insurance, there are other options like Legacy Advanced Health. So thank you for coming on today. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you gained a lot of knowledge from Pamela Manning today.